We're live, guys. It says
We're live?
Hey,
Hello.
everybody. How you doing, everybody? DJ Verm. Last week, Kai had technical problems, so he couldn't do the show. But it was also, again, because of my fault, because we got so many freaking security things. So
Two-factor authentication sucks.
So, ladies and gents, how you doing, everybody? DJ Verm here from Just Pure Talk with Kai and Sam Truck there. And we are going to have another freaking night of igniting Canadian.
Gonna be violent.
I'm sorry. I'm
gonna make
say,
you angry.
Swear it again. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to
Doesn't
say
matter.
that word. But we're gonna be talking about that. And yeah, you know what's actually going on lately. We always have these tariff wars. We got Trump. We got all these presidents going crazy. We got what's his name, Putin, and I know
Putin and the Ukraine guy.
Putin.
And hopefully they can get their shit worked out so no more people have to die.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So we were talking about not too long ago. We're talking about different platforms that are talking about.
We were talking about a show.
Yeah, that's it.
And there are a lot. And I got the grilling like, you don't know this guy? I don't even know who this guy is. I've never seen him. I've never seen one of his shows. It was Midas Touch.
Yeah.
Which is a pro left-leaning Democrat show, which I probably wouldn't watch.
See?
But I'll watch it. But I'll watch it for you. I'll try it out.
No, but I mean, you wouldn't watch it because that's what I was telling you just a minute ago.
I wouldn't watch it because of his political views, but I'll give it a try.
No, if I was saying to Truck Sam just a minute ago, I go, we're in the media platform. We're not supposed to take from different parties. We're supposed to be neutral and try to understand and go through, like you said, like you do usually, Kai.
Yes.
You go through the system. You go watch. You say, okay, what's going on? Okay, why is Verm talking about this?
Try to remain neutral.
But I mean, if you always take part of, or you're allowed to. It's your right.
No, it's my personal opinion.
No,
yeah,
you're allowed to.
I agree with that.
Yeah. No, I think he goes again. I agree with that. It's your personal opinion. So technically, you're all right.
It's my personal opinion. If you don't like it, there's two knobs on a radio. One that turns the power on, one changes the channel.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the same thing for me. So
yeah,
like you know.
But I will give this guy a listen, and I will see what he's like. And you know,
but there's other ones.
He may have some good points.
There's other ones that I watch, but technically, every time when I listen to them, it's going to be exactly the same thing. It's going to be again another party. How you said, a party of because technically you're not going to have a Trump.
How much time do you have to? How much time do you have? How much time do you have in the day to dedicate to listening to all this stuff?
I can tell you that. I mean, not when I work. I'm going to be honest. Not when I work.
Not when I work. I've been literally running all day long today.
No.
Drive here, drive there. Yeah. 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there. I don't have time to get into.
No, totally. But
a podcast or something like that.
I'm on my time off. I do.
Yeah.
I listen a lot to YouTube lately because I want to have news. I want to know what's going on. And I know that all this that I listen to is opinions.
Well, a lot of it's all hot gas.
I'm not going to say that they're not saying the truth because he takes out. You'll see when you see the show. He will come with some concrete videos, okay, and then he will explain.
Okay? Yeah, and if he's showing the evidence and all that stuff, then I got no problem with it. I got no problem with it. And you know what? Trump's not perfect.
No, No.
But neither is
Is he
Trudeau.
showing the whole
And neither is
Huh? Don't talk about Trudeau anymore. He's not there anymore.
So who is it now?
It's at the moment. It's Cartney.
He's not perfect either.
He is not perfect either. He has his
nobody's perfect.
Has his own ghosts. He's just been a good finance minister for the country. He done Britain.
But how rare is it? You're rarely gonna. I mean, for crying out loud, Churchill had his faults. You know, all these political leaders that all the way back to Abraham Lincoln, George Washington. They all had their faults. They all have their faults.
Everybody. And I'm not saying. You talked about Trudeau.
Vitriol that has been forced at Trump.
Who?
The amount of vitriol that's been thrown at Trump since the day he started running for president is unprecedented. No other presidential candidate has ever had this much legal action or people that just flat out like assassination attempts. I want to kill you.
Death threats.
We're gonna.
Why?
But why? I know why.
Saying why.
I know why. It's the media.
When you derange people, when you bug people, when you go against.
It's the media that's lying to them, feeding them bullshit.
And the party.
And the party's feeding them the same line of crap. But and we've discussed this before where we're like, here's the video clip. And you look at the video clip and you're like, yeah, that sounds really bad. But then when you pull the whole video and you listen to the whole thing, you're like, oh, they totally took it all the way out of context.
Or they do snips where they they only show what
the
little comments, but don't show the whole question and the whole answer of it.
Yeah. I could tell you one thing. I listen to a lot, not just one. Okay, I listen to even people that do late night shows that lately are not happy. So
they're never happy.
Unless you're trying to tell me that I'm not gonna. I only could say 50%. It's about 50% of the population of the United States are not happy with what's going on. I mean,
no.
I'm sitting.
I would say it's about 50-50.
No, it's a 50-50.
I'd say a little bit more than that.
It's about 50-50.
That are not happy or happy?
And when you go to Canada, it's about 50-50 there too. Every country is about, because you need at least 50% to win.
But
I'm talking about what he's doing now.
We have a thing in Canada at the moment. Is we're now concentrated on trying to vote for the best prime minister. And I'm saying I'm not saying he's the best. I'm trying to say we need to vote for a prime minister. We need to vote for.
I would be very happy if that's how we. And Joe Rogan actually brought that up about this whole Democrat Republican. Everybody believes the United States is a two-party system, and it's not.
No, three.
We are not a two-party system. We're not a three-party system. We're as many as you want to have party system.
You got a Tea Party.
But the only way you're going to get anything done, or the only way you're going to get on that, presidential debate, which is run by the R's and the D's, the only way you're going to get there is if you're an R or a D. So people can't go to the Green Party or the Constitutionalist Party or the Libertarian Party until they have, 25% of the population of the United States in their ranks. You're never going to see another party really succeed at the federal level.
Yeah, no, I think everybody should go independent.
Well, yeah, you need money. Lots of money.
So that's what I'm saying. But I mean, you can, and you were saying that it's more than 50%. I really, I don't know where you go get your numbers. I'm talking about the truck sim. We have people taking audits lately. They've been, because they're calling states and they're taking audits, and so we have numbers coming out all the time. That I'm talking on the news and stuff like that. Special people that do that here in Canada all the time. Now they're doing it for the satisfaction and unsatisfaction, if you want. I'm saying it better.
Now, how many are they calling on both sides of the spectrum here? Are they calling?
Well, you'd have to see the data from to see the data from their poll, but that's probably out there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it is probably out there. And the thing, what they do is they choose. Say they go with. I'm just going to say this way because it's a little bit how it works. Is say they say, okay, we'll pick 5,000 people, and they're going to pick them on the around. They can't call you up and say, which party are you? What they
they can.
Yeah,
I know. But
they do. They do.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they do. Okay. So then they're going to ask, and then they're going to take the polls, and then they're going to say, okay, this is the percentage of people, and and this is how it works. And then they ask you a question, and you say he's a fucktard or whatever, or he's the best.
And I have.
No, I know, or he's the best.
And I've done that too.
Yeah, exactly.
I will actually talk if I have the time, and somebody calls for a poll. I will give them my 5 cents.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do too. Yeah. Because
I know there's not enough of me's answering the phone and giving them my 5 cents.
And it's good to give your 5 cents. It's not people just lying. I mean, you can see sometimes where I get disappointed on stuff.
Yeah.
So if someone calls me up, I'll be disappointed. And I'll just say my 2 cents. I'm not going to say yes to something that someone's going to force me to say yes. It's my opinion. I like him or I don't like him. I'm not.
Well, we should voice our opinions, even if, no matter how passionate we are about our opinions.
Yeah.
We should voice our opinions to each other, and we may not agree.
Yeah.
And there's things me and Verm do not agree on. Period.
Yeah.
But we're still friends.
For sure.
And
as long as you can talk it out.
But I mean,
you don't even have to talk it out. You can just say, "Well, I don't agree." And me and Verm have done that. Well, we don't agree, buddy. I'm sorry, but
I mean, mainly we agree on a lot of stuff. But I mean, sometimes we don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have really since our maybe I'm almost saying 15 years now. I don't know, but I mean,
we've had some arguments.
We did have some arguments, but I mean, we can count them on our 2 hands.
Yeah, but we just if it's something we can't live with, well, and there's been a couple that. Okay, that's your decision. Okay, I'll stick by it. That's what we're doing.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Done deal.
Mean, that's friendship. That's not war. That's friendship.
No.
I mean, we cannot all have the same opinion all the time. No?
No, you can't. No, because then you'd be sheep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You wouldn't be free if you didn't have your own opinion. So, yeah. We were talking about, well, obviously, Trump and all that stuff earlier on the thing. And I found a news article in here that I thought would kind of make Canadians happy. So, King Charles III, if I got that right, has extended an offer for us to become part of the British Commonwealth.
Oh, there we go. Something new to add.
It's legit. This is legit. This is on the news. But
they're about the Tea Party.
Now, you cannot deny that there is a crap ton of humor in that.
Yeah, there was.
I don't. He says he's serious, but.
No.
Which would put us in the same Commonwealth as our 51st state, Canada.
I'm not
Governor Verm!
You're not going to be okay with that? You're not going to be okay with us being in the same Commonwealth as you?
Yeah, that would be great, yeah.
How about we become part of England? You become part of the United States.
Yeah, no, but I mean, if we all become the same Commonwealth, then I mean, we don't need to even change nothing. I mean, we'll be just the same Commonwealth.
Well, it all sounds like New World Order crap to me, but But you got, I don't care who you are. I can't even imagine how they said it was like an aide that brought the request over to Trump and said, hey, would you like to become part of the Commonwealth of England? It's a voluntary thing. And I guess it didn't totally get thrown in their face. They're in negotiations. So we'll see what comes of this. But
okay,
I think it's kind of hilarious.
Well, it's just an add-on. It's an add-on to everything else.
Yeah.
It's like Canada going to be into looking into becoming a European, going to the European nation thing, the European.
The EU? That would be the absolute worst thing you could do as a country.
Yeah.
No, they're talking about it.
Yeah, but the restrictions.
Yeah, but they're not insulting us, Akai. We're having problems with someone that is bullying a country. Instead of saying, hey, guys, can we sit together?
Whoa, yeah.
Wait, let me talk.
I'm asking a question. How is he bullying?
You don't go up to a country, for one, say to the prime minister that you're a Governor Trudeau and he laughs. You don't go up to a country and say, I want you to be the 51st state. You negotiate it. You sit down. You don't say it in the front. You don't say it on Twitter. On X. You don't say it on Truth Social. You say it in a private meeting. It's like your freaking war plans that we heard about. Now you're all going to say it's fake. It's not true.
Those were plans.
Yeah. They were a mistake. But see, that's what I'm saying.
No, they weren't fake. They were real.
Over mistakes. It's always that. Shut up. That's how I see it. Negotiate. You want that? Good. Don't try to show to the planet that you're the king. You're not the king. You're just a damn freaking president. You understand? For you guys, it's something big being a president. I understand that. But insulting people to gain, and his reputation is bullying people, is pushing people to their limits to try to get his gain on it instead of just sitting down.
You know why he said that, Berm?
You're going to defend it because that's what you just do every time.
No. Basically, he said it to get your countrymen to think, would it be better joining the States or not?
No,
it's up
he
to
didn't
you guys.
It's like I understand it that way. I'm not being negative about it. I understand it in a way where, hey, join us, we'll all be better. I understand that. If it would be something that we would have sat down, not done on TV, not always repeating, look, he's being ridiculized. I'm frustrated for him. I mean, not just of him. I mean, I understand that guy is a personality. He likes I'm trying to say this.
Speaks his mind.
No,
like we do. We speak our minds.
Yes.
And that's what he does.
But we're doing it as a media platform. We're doing it as a media platform. I mean, I am a person that if I'm in front of you guys in a negotiation, okay, I'm in business. Don't forget, I do exactly the same thing as Trump. I'm in business. I do not insult no one in a meeting. I do not go up to someone saying, hey, yeah, you could be just a damn garbage guy or whatever. I'm using anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do it in a negotiated way. Hey, let's close the door. Let's create a war room. Let's try to sit down. There's hectic going on in different countries. We want to unite together for whatever. Like build it up. Like that war plan that got out. Build it up. Say, Canada, I think so that you would be, but not do it in front of everybody and then just look at the camera and say, oh, yeah, good. Justin Trudeau, the governor, and he says it up front on TV that he's laughing about it. He says it. I've seen it on the news. Okay, so don't tell me.
I know.
Upset about.
I know he said that.
Well, it's
like we be upset at England right now?
No, I'm not agreeing on that either.
Should we be upset at England for what they did?
Yeah, no. See,
I mean, we're not upset. It's like
that's the problem. It's the reason why people say Canadians are so soft, are so, you know, you're already boom, you're attacking. Well, is it the same thing? Well, yes, it is. It's not great. It's not right, and it's not right for the other stuff, and it's not right for Putin, and it's not right for insulting the whatever you call him, the president of Ukraine in the Oval Office. Nothing's right.
Whoa.
Nothing is right.
Come on. And he was taught to do that thing. He had like 3 other meetings that he was basically said, oh, you need to do this, this, and this. And it was to get him to make Trump react. You know, what he did was also wrong, too.
What did he do wrong? He answered back.
He basically wanted guarantees. It's like, whoa. We're willing to do this. Right. That would also guarantee you this. But it's like, no, we want guarantees. We want guarantees. I'm sorry, but you don't come in and you demand. It's like, hey, we're willing to do this, but this in return would also give you the benefit. You know, basically, give us the minimum deal. We bring our employees and all and companies over there. And in return, Russia would be like, do I really want to start a war with the United States because we're attacking them? Because if you attack us, like the workers that are over there or the companies, we come in and like, okay, time to kick ass. Plain and simple. That'd be their guarantee of us backing them up. But no, he wanted security guaranteed. I mean, our troops in there right away and all that. And he was taught to say that to Trump to get him to react like that.
He did have multiple meetings with many senators and congressmen before the meeting he went to Trump with, and they were all Democrat meetings.
Okay.
So
I'm still obviously trying to understand what you're saying.
He's saying, I'll break it down into as basic as I can. He's saying that Zelensky was coached by the Democrats in the Congress and Senate on what to say and what to push so that he could get push Trump's buttons.
I heard about that.
And try to push America into putting troops on the ground in Ukraine, which if we did that, that would not look so good in Putin's eyes, right? Which would, I think, escalate the military action, the war, whatever we're calling it nowadays.
May even go nuclear.
And that's why Trump has also said, we're not letting you into NATO no matter what. Even though I think Putin should take a long hot walk in the sand, barefoot, because if a country wants to join NATO and they're willing to do the work and the other countries accept them, they should be allowed to join. I don't care if they're next door to you. Russia's next door to America. All there is like 50 miles of ocean.
Yep.
Every winter it freezes over.
I mean, crying out loud. My God, Russia, you're so close. Move away.
I'm hitting your desk. No, but I hear the boom.
Not even a boom. But
you got big hands, eh?
I do have big hands.
So, okay, so
yeah, I understand.
I over your hands, but I hear him.
I understand what we're saying, but I think a lot of this is political theater to entertain the masses and divide us.
Yes, I agree with that.
There I'll go. I'll say exactly like, for once, I'm going to say I agree with that. I think a lot of it, like I said, and I'll repeat it again for everybody out there, a lot of this, he said, she said, my side, your side's doing this, is political theater to divide the masses. So, because a country and a people cannot unite and work as one if you keep dividing the masses. And as long as you keep dividing the masses, one political team has the power.
And that's the one you're going to support because they're fighting for you. They're not fighting for you. They're taking your money. They're living the high life. And they're saying, screw you. We don't care. We're going to pass bills that'll make us richer.
Yep. And that money laundering is, man, that USA aid.
Oh, that's not it goes so much. It goes all the way back to the founding of the Federal Reserve.
Yep.
So if you don't know, Verm, the Federal Reserve of the United States is a private bank.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a private bank.
Yeah.
The government has no authority over whatsoever. But it's called the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
That bitch needs to be audited.
Yeah.
And the people that are in charge need to be taken out of it. And that, or we just stop using the Federal Reserve. Boom. Done. And we go back to what we're supposed to do. It's in the Constitution.
Yeah.
There are over 25 currencies in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can look them up. Goldbacks, blue dollars. I mean, all depending on where you're at and what you're at, there are people pushing their currency, and it's legal.
Okay.
That's right.
Because it's the same thing as the Federal Reserve note. It's a fiat currency that people let us trade with around the world. That's backed by the good faith of America.
That baby's wearing thin.
I don't know. So, I just thought it was funny that King Charles made an offer.
Yeah. So, and that's something I didn't hear. Really, I didn't see it. For once, I didn't see it. So I mean, it must be part of all the jokes going on. It must be part of everybody now getting mixed up in it and everybody giving, their 2 cents in it. Or maybe it's serious, like you said.
I don't know.
Well,
they're saying,
are we getting mad about it?
They're saying it's 56 countries are included, Australia, Canada, in the British colonies, and they say membership is voluntary.
He's going to light me up again. Are we getting mad about that? You don't need to get mad.
Are we getting mad about it? I don't think I need to get mad about it.
No, you don't need to get mad. But insulting someone, it's like if I would say, I'm going to just use it. Don't worry, I don't think it. It's like I'm going to say USA is a piece of paper shit.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
That's being insulting. That's being insulting to and please, people, I didn't say it. I'm just using it as an example because I got to say it.
We're not mad about it.
Social media go crazy sometimes.
Your opinion.
I am a faithful friend of the Americans.
When he called Trudeau a governor, while I did see the humor in that, I did not think it was respectful.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Just the same as Zelensky not wearing a fucking suit in the White House. Oh, you're going to the White House. If I went to the Parliament of Canada, I would wear a suit.
I understand that. Okay, I understand that.
So disrespect flows from everywhere.
Yeah, but you don't need to insult them in front of the media. While you're coming in the Oval Office, President Trump should have said, "Hey, Mr. Zelensky, we invite you. You should at least wear a suit." But say it there, and then I'll excuse it this time. Next time, please put a suit. You know what I mean?
It's been said.
Yeah, but
it's been said to him in the past, and he still refuses to do it.
Who is a journalist? Decided to make fun of it live and repeated about 5 times. Hey, buddy, you don't need to bully the guy. You know what I mean? It's like, what's his name? Vance, who is an anti-Trump, but he decided to become a friend, who said all these nonsense. I got videos about him all over.
He wanted the power.
He wanted the power.
I know.
We agree. Yeah. We agree on that. He wanted the power.
Yeah, he wanted.
He was offered the golden keychain, and he said, "Okay."
Yeah, that's it. So yeah. But I mean, what I'm trying to say in all this
Like if I went to a dinner, just throwing this out because it irks me. If I went to a dinner, if I went to a dinner,
I'm not gonna be able to put the show on the air.
If I went to a dinner and this was a white tie, a black tie affair, and I showed up in a pair of blue jeans and a t-shirt as your guest, you'd be livid. You'd be like, "Hey, buddy, this is a black tie event. Go put your suit on." No. And then I come back still wearing a t-shirt and jeans. "Hey, buddy, go put a suit on."
Yeah.
Okay, and I leave and I come back and I'm still wearing t-shirts and jeans.
I'm just gonna say, "Hey, buddy, go home."
Yeah, and it's not like you don't have time.
Because you have
a car collection that rivals most billionaires, and you also have a private yacht. You're telling me you can't put a suit on your yacht?
It's and I don't want to use it as an excuse, but it's like our buddy Elon Musk.
Yeah, he needs to wear a suit too.
His kid that has no control over, and he's dressed as a teenager.
Yeah, but he was called to the White House right then and there, so he came in.
Hey,
but I think he was wearing a suit, a sports coat.
No,
I think he was wearing a jacket.
He wore the suit. I don't remember where. He was so proud to show his suit because that's after they told him. They said like after the Zelensky thing that he started wearing his suit.
Well, it's like going to the Pope. If you go meet the Pope, you better be in dress standard or dress the way they want you to dress, or you're not meeting the Pope.
No, but I understand that. If you're in a gala, you're going to wear a gala suit.
I could see. I see here in this one, he's wearing like a sports jacket and a t-shirt and a ball cap.
He has a t-shirt, black pants. He's all black. He's always been that way. And he wore once a beige shirt or a beige jacket.
Okay, here he is. I finally found a picture of it.
Yeah,
he's wearing his jacket, t-shirt, and a ball cap, and his kid's riding on his shoulders.
No, but that's why I'm saying you can't have two ways. It's either one way if it's official, if it's true, and I believe it's true that you should be clean cut in the Oval Office. It's a respect. Everybody should be respected. Don't insult people. I am not going. I will never, Akai, even if we have a big disappointment, will never insult you in front of people. Never. I'll talk to you out of the air, and I'm going to say, "Hey, Akai, look, I'm really, not okay with what we said, blah, 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 blah." We never got there, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't do it on the air.
But Trump is more blunt. He'll
I know.
take his mind right then and there.
I've watched.
That's what a lot of people don't like about him up in different countries.
You know who he reminds me a lot of? Churchill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Churchill was very blunt.
Yeah.
Patton.
They told it like it was.
Yep.
And if you didn't like it, pound sand. We don't care. That's the way it is. And is that right or wrong? I don't know. Would I like somebody just flat out tell me how? Trump, I don't have to worry about does he like it or does he not like it? Because if he doesn't like it, he's going to tell you.
No, but I mean, I want the person to be fearless and fair.
Yeah.
Tell me his opinion, but you don't need to insult me. Just tell me, "Hey, I don't like your hair color. I don't like your glasses. I don't like you." Okay, you don't. But for 1 hour, you're going to have to.
No, he's banging on the desk.
Yeah, I know. Now you're making me bang on the desk. So
it gets addictive, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to start doing like you. No, so that's it. So I'm saying, so let's
call him Hitler. I don't see, any similarity.
I do not. Yeah, when they call him Hitler, I'm like, wow, we did not study history.
Yeah. If you don't know your history, you don't end up repeating your history.
Because
I'm sorry, but
just because he's rounding up people and shipping them out of the country.
In concentration camps.
No.
What? No.
What's a
I like to see
concentration
that.
camp?
It's
What's a
been
concentration camp?
in
What's
El Salvador.
what's the definition of a concentration camp?
Hey, I'm just telling you that's what they're saying on the news.
So when people in Canada were getting rounded up during COVID and stuck in camps, was Canada putting people in concentration camps?
No.
Well, what's the difference then?
Yeah.
Go look up where they are. And tell me if they're in a resort or if they're being
Who?
What are you talking about?
Which ones are we talking about?
Yeah.
talking about the deportation.
Which ones?
Are the criminal ones?
The ones that were all shipped
That
out.
just went back to Venezuela?
No, the
Them were
ones that went
criminals.
to El Salvador.
They went to El Salvador? And they
Yeah.
went to an El Salvadorian prison?
Yeah.
Well, that's not our camp. That's El Salvador's.
No,
And they're criminals,
Trump
too.
shipped them there.
Hardcore
Whoever.
criminals.
I don't know whoever.
Yeah, and when El Salvador gets them and goes, yep, criminal, yep, criminal, yep, criminal. Oh, gay soccer guy. You can take him back. That one's not ours.
Let's go on something
No,
else.
I'm serious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go on
what
something
is
else.
concentration
We've been
camp?
talking the past 36 minutes just about this.
So who's running the concentration camp? It's not the United States, it's El Salvador.
Okay.
El Salvador had to come down very hard on crime in order to maintain their country. The same as Venezuela, the same as all those people. MS-13 is running ramshackle over that country, and they are fed up, and they're not putting up with it anymore. Same with Argentina and all those places. They are locking these guys up for life. They're with no possibility of parole. They will die in that hole.
And just out of curiosity, these people have committed murders, rapes.
And so do you want them wandering your streets? Should we send them to
How we
Canada
send
where
you
they'll
out?
get better treatment?
No.
Yeah, how about
Well,
we
you
send
don't want
out
them?
for 'em? Why
Well, I
not?
mean, I'm not the one who decides.
Yeah, but I mean, does Canada want them? If you don't want us to send them back to El Salvador, then does Canada want them? We'll send them to Canada.
I seen something pop on the news today. It was a pop-up on my phone that they're talking about there's 400 of them here. So, and they're looking for them. There's 400
in Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
and
you talk about all
Look,
this
we
immigration
have
where
the same
we're doing it
situation.
wrong.
They
How about
crossed
you
the
guys take
borders.
them in and take them into your
Well,
houses?
if I go to Canada illegally, I'm not saying I'm going to do this, Canada, because that would be a violation of your laws.
You'll come to my place, we'll eat some poutine.
Yes. But if I went into Canada illegally and got caught later on, I would end up in a Canadian prison. I would get deported back to my country.
I don't think so. They will send you to like they've done with the people that cross that small border of the United States there. You know that part, I'm trying to remember the name. It's a street where it was like really close to the crossing. And then they were starting to do that a lot, remember? We had a lot of Haitian people, I think, that went through that, and a couple of different countries that went through that, and they never put no one in prison. They don't do that in Canada.
They don't do that in Canada unless you're a criminal.
They will bring them all together.
So if I'm a murderer and I cross your border,
I'm not
are you going to go to prison?
I'm talking about people crossing the border.
If I'm a drug dealer?
No, but afterwards, if they look into them, they do, because they have to do all the process.
And that's what we've been doing.
Yeah. No,
we look into them. And the big thing is Trump enacted the Aliens Invasion Act or something like that?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
From 1700 and something. And that's how he was able to push these people out hard and fast. We sent planes back to India full of Indians. We've been sending planes all over the world, sending people back to their countries of origin.
Yeah.
And I am 100% positive that there have been mistakes made.
Oh, for sure.
Yes. But if you're telling me the immigration in every country out there is 100% perfect, I'm going to call shenanigans.
No.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
No, I'm not saying that. Not saying that.
Because I've seen people get turned away from Canada for the littlest things. And I'm like, why'd you get turned away? I had a fighting ticket. I got in a fight 20 years ago, and it was on my record, and now they won't let me in the country.
Well, it's like anything else. Yeah, you're totally right.
You know, really? That was 20 years ago. You've been a good citizen ever since. Nope, can't go. I'm barred from Canada.
I'm sorry. I mean, again, I'm going to have to re-question where you got this information. But I mean, I'm not going to approve it.
I will tell you. I will tell you, it was my boss.
Yeah, but I don't.
That I used to work for, and he tried to get into Canada, and he got a Well, I think it was a felony. Felony assault charge, and when he first moved to the state, and he got in a bar fight.
Did you hear?
He wasn't allowed to go to Canada because of it.
See, you're saying that it's a bar fight.
Yeah,
I'm just going to tell you this. Lately on the news, it's a couple that went to the border.
Okay.
To go to U.S. Canadian couple.
Okay.
And the one question that the border patrol guy asked to the driver, the husband, is, "Do you like Trump?"
What's that got to do with anything?
Right. I'm telling you, this is on the news. He didn't answer. But his wife said to the border crosser guy, he says, "Luckily, he's not our president." And
that's a respectful answer. Okay.
Yeah. And you know what the border crosser guy done?
Probably turned him away.
He turned it back to Canada and said, and now he's locked that couple for 5 years. They're not allowed to cross the border for 5 years.
I have to see the video on that one. I'm sorry.
I'd have to like I said, if it's true, which I got a feeling it is, then what that border guard did was wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll admit that.
I agree with that.
It. No, but that's why I'm saying.
But I'd have to see the video on that one. I'm sorry, but I would have to see the video because that's...
No, there's a lot of lately because, and this happens all the time, when governments start shaking the crap out of, the heads of the population, there's some people that take part of it and some people that are against it. And the people that
that's the same thing with the liberals.
No, wait, give me a second. The people that take part of it are going to really take it like, because we all know that, people are going to have that feeling we trust our president, or our prime minister, and then they're just going to take part of it like full degree. So that's what I think happened. He must be someone that really believes and voted for Trump. And I'm okay with that. But he took that personally and he sent it back. That you're not
I'd have to see the video. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you're always wanting to see videos. Look, watch the news. I get it on the news.
I want to see the video. I mean, they are wearing body
cameras. And here's part of the problem is, do you trust the news?
Depends.
Do you trust your media?
Yep. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Like you said, we have to watch like 2 or 3 different news stations just to get maybe 3/4 of the story. Then we have to jump online, dig through other news media. Time we get done, we might be going through maybe half a dozen to 15, 20 news articles just to get the whole story.
When I get prepared for this show, Vern, and I go through the news, I have to pull 4 or 5 stories from different outlets.
Yeah.
Just to verify that, okay, yes, this is a legit story. Yes, this is what's being said. Here's the general, consensus from all these news stations that yes, they've all reported almost all the same thing. So those are the points that I will use too to report on forward, because I just don't trust them anymore. They have lied to us for so long.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I know.
And it's not just here, it's all over the world. You know, because if people don't think that their government has not got their finger in social media, does not have their finger in, the YouTubes and the, Rumbles and all that stuff, they're there. They're there watching, they're monitoring, they're pushing their agendas by, paying people to do different shows,
Oh, for sure.
Well, the other thing is,
I was trying to look for that video.
How many? I think it was like 3 or 4 people that own like 95% of all news media, if I remember right.
Oh yeah, but
and they actually said like CNN and there's other other local news stations that they get a script saying, okay, we want you to talk about this talking point on all the thing. If you watch all the different news stations that are owned by the same guy, you literally see the same story over and over again.
So we talked about tariffs earlier.
Yeah.
So Hyundai is now going to be investing $21 billion in the state of Georgia to start building cars in America to avoid import tariffs.
Yeah. And that's congratulations. That's good.
Well, and that's why he's doing the tariff. But you can't have him on forever. You can't have him on forever. It's a short term fix.
I'm okay with that. I saw that video and he was happy to sign it and all that, and I'm great. I'm grateful for that. I mean, Hyundai had to do that move, and that's okay.
There's a lot of companies that are reinvesting millions and billions of dollars back into the United States to put manufacturing back in America because it's going to be cheaper. But that's going to be cheaper to produce them here.
That's what they should do. Okay. I mean, what's in Canada should be produced, could be produced by an American company, but is for Canada. What is in the States should be produced by the American company because it's America and could be for the States. So that means no more tariffs, because you want to have a GM, I have a Silverado. So I have an American car. Okay?
But where was it made?
It was probably made in Canada.
No, it's not made in Canada. I'm trying to remember if it's either US or Mexico. I'm not sure.
A lot of I know a lot of Dodges are made in Canada, right? Is Dodge made in Canada?
Yeah, because they have probably less labor they got to pay in the union.
I bought my Toyota because it was made in San Antonio. So
that's why I was looking to see. So I'll read later, make sure. But I know it's built either in the U.S. or Mexico, something like that. I'm just not too sure.
But the other thing is, most of these cars that we buy are made in foreign countries like Mexico, Canada.
A lot of them are made on the boat on the way over here.
I think
like
it's
Toyota.
I think it's Flint, Michigan.
Because we lost a lot of manufacturing. Since we opened up the borders. When we opened up the borders and stopped tariffing all these other companies, that's where we lost all our manufacturing to.
The Canadian Prime Minister came out. The Canadian Prime Minister came out. It was a couple days ago or a day ago. The 26th, which is today, and said that the tariffs are a direct attack on his country. And I kind of want to discuss, is a tariff a direct attack on somebody's country? Or is it? Well, yeah, but I want to discuss, is a tariff a direct attack? Like if I put a tariff, say that me and Verm are different countries, right?
Well, we are, but yeah.
Well, but for discussion, we're different countries, right? All three of us are different countries. And we all have, I produce lumber, Verm produces steel, you produce cows, right? But if you start flooding my market with cows, you're hurting my cow farmers. So I put a tariff on your beef. So that way, your beef costs more in this country. So that way, people buy the country of Akai's beef instead of Truck Sam's beef. Is that an attack on Truck Sam?
I wouldn't. No. To me, that'd be okay. I see where you're going with that. And why you're doing it, because I'm putting your business out of the thing. I wouldn't take that as a attack on me or my country. I was like, well,
yeah, but you've been selling beef to us for 100 years.
I'd be asking, okay, can we make a better deal here? Can we maybe put a limitation on something like that? Yes.
Because you don't want to hurt. Because you don't want to hurt the people in your country that are growing all this beef. Because now you're going to have a surplus of beef, right?
Yeah, I'd look at another country saying, hey, maybe we can look at selling our beef to another country that would be willing to buy it.
So now you're going to try. Now you're going to sell your beef to Verm's country, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Verm's country starts importing beef, Verm. But now the price of Truck Sam's beef is way cheaper than your beef. Are you going to put a tariff on his beef so that your farmers don't lose money?
Okay. I would say yes. Okay. And I'm going to bring back something that you talked to me about in the last podcast. We were talking about dairy products.
Yes.
Yep.
You were saying that 300%. I went deep into that, and I understood what happened.
I totally understand why they did it.
And by the way, the United States of America never paid 300% tax.
Probably not.
They have a quota before they get there. I think it's something like 20%. I'm not too sure. I forgot about the percentage, but it's a kind of high percentage.
That stuff is more complicated than we know.
You guys are allowed to buy, and there's trades on it. There are trades in dairy products. So you guys buy from Canada, but it's to exactly why am I talking about it? It's because you talked about it the other day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Exactly where you're asking me the same thing. Do we protect our own? Do we protect our countries? Protect our dairy farmers, our cow raisers?
We should protect our own first.
Yes. And
that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
And it's not a threat.
No, but I mean, the information that came out, like I remember you talking to me about it. The first thing you told me is it ridiculous to have 300% on milk products? So it's like you're telling me we're having all these information tell us. It's a little bit like like the transgender mice. It was not a transgender mice. It was a transgenic mice. But Trump said a transgender mice, and he believed it. So it's all this.
Okay.
No, it's all this wrong information being said.
There's a lot of wrong information.
Or his mistake of reading it wrong. I'm not saying that he totally, it was a mistake. But I mean, it was so said honestly on the news, on the air, that it looked ridiculous. It doesn't exist a transgender mice. It doesn't.
No, that's ridiculous.
So, but I'm not trying to bash the idea. But I'll go back to that dairy thing. It's I went to the mice and I don't know why. But I mean, it's that. And I got to tell you another thing. Is
it an attack?
What?
Is it an attack on your country? If somebody raises the tariffs on your products, is that an attack?
No.
Why do we call it trade wars and attacks? And
when you signed in 2018, don't forget, I read about it. In 2018, there were three. There were the president, and there were the prime minister, and there was the whatever they call it for Mexico. I think it's prime minister also, or is it president?
Oh, is this the NAFTA thing? Yeah.
Yeah. The person that signed that ridiculous deal that he said on the air, who in the hell done a bad trade? And he said it live on the air. He says, who done that? And then you back up into 2018, It was Trudeau. It was Trump in his first mandate, and that guy from Mexico. I'm trying to remember his name.
Yeah.
They signed the deal. Now, what's broken? Because he says it's a shit deal. So what's broken today is what he signed. And he
went back and tried to do it again.
Deal never done with the United States. And
it's like the Paris Accords, totally broken.
So that's where I go berserk. You can't have two faces. See, either you do your what you signed for, but I think you totally forgot. And it's the media that found that. But either you go through what you have to do, okay? And then when comes the time to renegotiate, well, I don't like it anymore. But now it's like a war. So he's hitting on a nail.
Yeah, and he's saying, he's saying, I'm, you know, if you want to negotiate, let's negotiate. But if not, here's what you're getting.
But if I come back to what your question was, would I tariff my you know, to protect my farmers? Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
But you know,
I think every country would and does. And they should.
Yeah. But there's a percentage, like I told you, for the dairy products.
Yeah.
There's a leeway where you guys have, it's like that. Look, it's like the electricity that you guys buy off us.
Which I'm still trying to understand why.
Yeah.
Yeah, my question.
But you know how much it's sold? It's cheap. You guys are paying it cheap.
Just curiosity, Verm. I have a question about that. What would happen if we stopped paying that bill and just basically say, okay, we don't need your power anymore. We're going to make our own plants. What would
happen?
Happen here? Yeah, what would happen?
Ford wanted to just cut it.
No, what would happen to your country? What would happen then?
We would.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't know why you're sending this back to me.
I think a lot of people. I think what he's trying to get to is if America stopped buying this supposed power thing from Canada, that a lot of people would go out of work and businesses would shut down. And
how much do we spend on that?
Power line. It's a power line.
And I think
how much?
No, but it's a power line.
Who knows how much, dude?
Nobody
knows.
We don't know. I can't tell you.
Look it up. You figure it out.
I mean, you're answering your own question. If you think Ford wanted to shut it off because he was pissed off,
I think it would be the best idea.
And what did Trump say? He said he doesn't need nothing from Canada. He said that in a report. He goes, we don't need nothing that the Canadians have. It's not true, but he said it.
We need maple syrup. I'm sorry.
What?
We need maple syrup in poutine.
Yeah, I know. So yes, you're right. But I mean, he said that. I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff being thrown out, like, you know, for nonsense.
Yeah, but if I went totally off what one president said all the time, I would go absolutely frickin' batty.
No, I know.
And if I believed the news media too, I'd probably go batty too.
And to answer your question,
and I've actually had to just like shut that stuff off because it's so irritating to fill your brain with that all day long.
I know. And to answer your question for the electricity, it was a, and if I remember, okay, because I mean, I have to go deeper into this, okay? It was a trade negotiation to help out the Americans in getting electricity because there was issues. I don't know, Sam, Kai did talk to me about something.
I think it's like we couldn't build the power plants and you had all that excess electricity.
Yeah, and we are given Michigan, New York, and what's the other one? Wisconsin's? Is it Wisconsin's?
I think is it Michigan or Minnesota or something like that?
Minnesota, but it's Michigan and Minnesota, if I remember. That the Ontario power line is covering. But we also have the Quebec power line that is sending power to other states to help out. But you have to remember one thing, Truck. Before this crisis that is going on, Canada and the United States were partnering up as friends to help each other out. Now suddenly, everything has gone wrong. It's not there. I mean,
I think people are taking it way too far.
No,
I'm not talking. What people are saying. I think that people like you, you, me, that take the comment of one person and go and blow it out of proportion.
Well, that's
where we're getting divided at.
No, I know, but that's the fact. It's the fact. I can't say nothing else but say it's the fact. Because.
But do you take everything so seriously, Firm?
But it's the same thing for when Ford said, okay, I'm tariffing you if you tariff us. And then if it doesn't work that way, I'm cutting off the power. And what did Trump say? Exactly. He took a defense of the United States. He says, if you do that, so he doesn't need Canadian products. But if you do that.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
The other thing is, we should be producing our power.
And if Canada wants to raise tariffs on the electricity coming into this country,
I think it's already
because they're upset with our tariffs, then by all means do it.
Well, I mean,
I don't care. I don't care.
No, I know totally. If one country is allowed, you have to understand there's going to be some.
It's yin and yang
from the other country and say
it's yin and yang.
It's a yin.
If I'm going to raise tariffs on your lumber, then you're going to raise tariffs on the electricity you buy. Sure, okay, that's part of the deal.
Yeah, but that's
and we're looking at it like every time. Do we keep paying the electric bill, or should we build our own plants and step away from that so we're not dependent on that?
Yeah, so
that's another thing we'd be looking
at. In 2023, the U.S. bought $3.2 billion worth of electricity from Canada.
And it's a trade.
A lot of money.
It's trades. Don't forget. That much money, and then you pay off that much debt, and then that much debt, pay off that much money. It's trades. It's not even, hey, you're taking out the money. It's we buy from the States that much money. There was a proven case because with all that happening,
how much do we buy from you versus how much you buy from us?
No, there we go. That's what I wanted to hear.
I want to know because
I've proven. You have to remember this because I know, Kai, we had this conversation on something else. You guys are how many people as population again? Kai, we did talk about it. What is the population of the United States?
The population of the United States.
Yeah. California.
The population of Canada is minuscule to what's in the United States.
So you're saying,
and I'm not saying that negatively.
No, the way it's calculated, it's per head, per people. Okay, and when you look at it, Canada will buy more because they buy for less people. And the Canadian dollar is worth less. So
I remember seeing an article. I can't look it up on the internet because I had to turn it off to do the show.
You're going to have to show me that video.
But I can't find anything where the U.S. sells power to Canada.
No,
we're talking how much we buy from Canada versus how much Canada buys from us.
He's talking about the whole trade thing.
That's going to be a lopsided number because.
No, because you always look at the big numbers.
Because
we were talking about the debt, the national.
It's like, does Canada have a car company?
You're talking about
Is there a Canadian branded car?
No. We
motorcycle company?
What?
Motorcycles?
No, we use Harley Davidson.
Bicycles?
Maybe bicycles, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I think CCM is Canadian.
Okay, and that's how you have to go through it. It's like the population of Canada for the entire country of Canada is as big as like one of our populated states.
Yes, California.
California.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you. So your debt, or whatever you want to call it, will always be bigger than ours because you.
Well, your debt just broke like 1.3 trillion, I think.
Yeah.
But we're at like 36 trillion.
Yeah. But take that
which
money,
is a mind-blowing amount of money.
Take that result, divided by people. Divided by people, and then take my result. Now to see how much every
I see what you're
American is indebted. Okay? It's the way we can see it. If you take that trillion,
we have too many social programs that need to be cut.
No, but when it's calculated, it's not calculated that way. It's calculated per head.
Well, the thing is, it don't matter. I mean,
so it's 29,944 per person in Canada. So let me look up the United States.
Because it's the way they calculate. Even if you're on the welfare, you are Canada buys stuff.
And debt per citizen in the United, or debt per taxpayer.
Yeah, taxpayer, if you want. Yeah.
In the United States is currently $323,048.
See?
Big difference.
Well, for sure. But the United States invests a lot more in helping out different countries, like you told me. Okay.
We shouldn't be, we need to cut that off. We can't afford it no more.
No, I didn't say you're wrong. I'm just telling you the reason is, okay, you have military all over the place. You got to pay these guys. You got military all over the place. So you got to pay these guys.
And we can't afford that. We need
you
to
guys buy off the latest technology to be always up in front of the military to make sure that the military is strong. So that's more money. And then you help out.
Yeah,
where Trump is trying to
see if I can find the defense budget costs here.
Our defense budget, it's like, I think it takes about
it's like $1 trillion.
But 300,000
it's outrageous.
300,000 per head. That's a lot of money.
It is.
Yeah.
So I do understand the point. The elected team, why they're trying to cut off.
Yeah, because I mean, we have way too many social programs. We have way too many people on welfare. Like, they're talking of going back to the commodities where they give you a box full of a bunch of stuff, and it's like, and I think it's like once a week where you actually have to cook your meals, not get them like, get people off of the soda and everything else. Yeah, that's unhealthy. I mean, it's like if you ever worked at a Walmart on the first of the month, holy fuck it, trust me. And it's like they should go back to the old days where they actually give you the commodities, and like once a week you go to a food bank, they ship in a bunch of fresh produce, and you get some fresh produce and meat once a week. I don't see nothing wrong with that. A lot of people, you're taking away our respect. You're taking away our our right to choose different things. No. It would save us like almost. He said it was like $400 or $500 billion just doing it that way. I'm sorry, but that's a chunk of change.
Yeah.
And it'd be a lot healthier for the people that get in this field. It's like, okay, you get this cheese. Like we were talking a couple shows back about that cheese. I mean, that's cheese.
But that's negotiations that our government have to do.
No, they need to do it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Get out of
they have to do it. They have to. It's their responsibility. But
it's all these other people that say, "Oh, you're taking away our right to choose. You're taking away our freedom and all that."
Yeah, I hear that there's meats that are that we buy off you guys in Canada. Meats. We buy meats in the United States because we have the big logo. I seen the big logo, U.S. made, U.S. whatever imported.
USDA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imported.
So we're talking about military budgets a little bit ago. I had to do a little bit to dick them all up, but the United States spends roughly about $820.3 a year, which represents 3.4% of our GDP. And our goal to NATO, to be a NATO member, you must spend at least 2%, right, of GDP.
3.
No, 2. I just looked it up.
Yeah, it's okay. 2. Yeah. Well, it's 2. I know Canada's at 1 point something, but now I think they're going to start with the new prime minister.
Canada.
It's at 1.3, I think.
This is a huge number difference. This will give you an idea of the population disparity between Canada and America. Their entire military budget, $27.2 billion. That's a lot of territory to cover for $22.7 billion.
That means there's not a lot being done, but they're supposed to be looking at it.
Yeah.
And they're at 1.3. Canada aims to increase their spending by 2030 to 1.76.
Yeah, but I think it's
and potentially 2% by 2032.
Yeah,
which makes them non-compliant with NATO for
how long?
No, but okay, with everything going on, well, at the moment, what's being said by the replacing prime minister is that they're going to look into that.
But how long has that been going on? For decades.
It's going to change.
It's been going on like that for decades.
Well, and it's not every country.
No, and the one good thing that's what's happening.
I think the only other country out there is Poland. Poland outspends America, GDP wise.
Yeah.
For military.
Yeah, but they've realized that Canada hasn't really invested that much, and
you can tell by the gear.
And they're talking maybe pumping up, getting more people. But the prime minister, we're hitting elections, so the prime minister has to come in full speed. The one that's already in at the moment, that's replacing Trudeau, and if it's not him, it's going to be Poilievre. And if it's Poilievre, then we're going to have our crisis too, because Poilievre is Trump, but Canadian-wise. They're even saying that he's a mega maple leaf. Is that what they call him? Mega maple. They're already saying he's a mega maple leaf, and we've specialists have analyzed the speeches that Poilievre does. It's a replica of what Trump says. A replica. Trump said one thing, then they put the speech of him, and he says exactly the same thing.
Now, are we don't call him a Nazi too?
Yeah. Well, he's already being called a different stuff. So, hey,
okay,
we're having elections now, so they're all bitching on each other now. Hey, what do you want me to say? It's not me.
Comes around.
It's not me. I'm media. I talk about everything. Yeah, it's not me. I hear and I ask you questions. What have we said to each other? I said, you guys are representing what you hear in the States, and I'm representing what I hear in Canada. And then I sent a lot of articles. I'm trying to send some articles because when a guy told me, well, I didn't know about this. So I said, well, look, I'll throw him articles that our journalists are doing. So at least he'll know what's going on in Canada. It's, it's a little bit like Russia that's hiding everything.
Well, it's like...
Well, they always hide everything.
It's like I'll get a phone call from my mother who lives in Australia.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, what the heck's going on over there? I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you mean what's going on? Well, they're saying this on the news and they're saying that on the news. And I'm like, I haven't heard a darn word about whatever you're talking about. And I'll go dig in and research it and go, oh, here's an article about it. Nah, no big deal.
No,
well, at least I don't think it's a big deal. But
no, you don't think it's a big deal. Maybe some other Americans saying it's a big deal. And I know that
it's on their point of view. It's how they take it. Me and Kai, we're kind of like more laid back, and we're like, well, I can see that point.
Truck Sam, it's the same thing for you. I tell you something, and you say, well, I need the proof of this. So your opinion is like, I don't think you're saying right, Vern. I don't think you're saying right, but I need the proof to understand. So, it's everybody has an opinion, but my opinion is not based on me. My opinion is based on what I'm being told.
Well, you said the same thing when it came to Trudeau.
To what?
I haven't seen the same thing when it comes to like Trudeau. Something we would hear, and Akai would have to send it up to you to say, "Hey, this is what we're seeing."
No, but that's it. And then,
we have done that.
No, yeah. Then I say to Akai, I don't think this is true. But I'll tell you one thing: when Akai tells me something, and Akai does exactly the same thing as me, I go analyze what he told me, and I'll give you one thing because we're already at 1:15. I'll give you one thing, Akai. You talked to me about that Congress, not the Congress. You said that there were some people from Canada going to the States to become 51st state. How do you call
Alberta.
it? Yeah. So you were right. I've heard it on the news that they were going to the delegation. They were going to the delegation to go talk about it, but Canada won't let that go. Anyways, but the thing is, Alberta has always been. They're mad. They're mad. The reason they're doing it, they're like talking about it, is they're mad that the government don't have balls. So they're kind of disappointed on all the damn people that are taking position as a prime minister, and they're like Texas. So Alberta is a little bit it's a mini Texas, if we look at it that way. So they're
like, one close to Canada, right? If I remember right.
Who?
Alberta's over by Canada, right?
Alberta is close to British Columbia, close to Vancouver.
Okay.
God, man.
Dude, that's like saying Ontario is close to Canada, right?
Yeah, I think it's Canada. I can tell you.
Alberta, the Northern Territories are close to Canada, right?
Yeah, it's not.
The Yukon is close to Canada, right, Vern? I think the Yukon's close to Canada. I'm pretty sure.
Alaska. I'm sorry, Alaska.
Yeah, oh my God!
Yeah, but
the whole of Canada is close to Canada, buddy.
You know the line that has been
Alaska. Alaska. I had a brain fart.
That ruler line that Trump keeps saying. The line that's being drawn by a ruler.
You know what? You should look on your map later and see how close Canada is to Canada.
Yeah, go look.
Well, I said Alaska and I said Canada.
No, do you want me to send you a video on that?
If you want to, yeah.
Alberta is close to Montana. Montana.
Yeah.
And does not touch Alaska. You would still have to go through the Northwestern Territories and the Yukon in order to get to Alaska.
Okay. I was thinking closer to Alaska and Washington.
Which is on one of my dream tips, because I want to do an overlanding trip and go to Prudhoe Bay.
So, ladies and gents, it is that time. I'm going to let Akai do his speech. Thank you very much for all being here. And thank you very much for listening to us on Spotify, YouTube, and all the other platforms that we have, the audio platforms. I know you are a lot to join our Spotify and Apple podcast platform. Please sign up, and I'll let Akai do his sign up stuff. But I mean, it's always a pleasure to have you aboard. Don't worry, everybody. We are not people that are frustrated after each other. We like to eliminate a little bit more discussions because some of our stuff that we talk about, we all think it's nonsense. And some other stuff we say, well, it's right. I mean, I'm sure that my two colleagues that are in the United States don't always agree on what's being said by their own president. But I don't always agree. I'm very myself. So
yeah.
So it's just exchanges. We're friends. Don't worry. I want everybody to understand that we are not.
It's just to bring up points and news. Bring up
points
because the news is different on each border. What Verm is being told by his news is totally different when I'm being told by mine.
Yeah, exactly.
So please go out and research. Please look at different media sources. And also, please like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Spotify, and all the other ones that we're on. And go out to vermlandradio.com, go to our swag shop, buy the swag. It goes to support the station. When you buy the swag, we don't make any money on it. We're here voluntarily because we enjoy this. And any money that we make goes directly into funding the station or funding our podcast now. And so please like and subscribe, and thank you for your time. We'll see you next week. And next week, we'll do a little more investigating on how close Canada is to Canada.
Boy,